People have these relationships with figs, and they go back to their grandmothers and parents and multiple generations, and then there's all the stuff about figs in the Bible, all those little archetypal things about figs that are there. It's just absolutely one of those plants that for some reason inspires awe, and people will go to great lengths to grow out of its ordinary range. So we can help with that.
4 ways to tuck your fig in for the winter. The first method is the pyramid method. For this method you'll need bamboo, spring clips, a zip tie, some strapping, and a winter protection blanket. Some staples or stakes would also be helpful. This list, as well as some of the materials themselves, are available at usefulplants.org. Let's get started. The first thing you'll want to do is tie up your plant with that strapping. Tying up the plant will give it a more compact shape, so you won't have to build quite as big of a structure. Cut the bamboo, and when all 4 pieces are the same height, go ahead and zip tie them together. Separate the 4 posts equally, putting the fig tree in the very middle of the pyramid, and secure them into the ground as best you can. Now it's time for the winter protection blanket. Use the spring clips to attach it to one of the posts all the way down, and then wrap the whole blanket around the pyramid. Multiple layers work wonderfully. Put on the last spring clips, and then go get your staples or stakes. These help secure the pyramid, and it also helps to hammer in the bamboo poles. Put some strapping over the top, and you have a fig pyramid. You want the figs protected from single-digit temperatures or below, so install the structure when the temperature first drops near 20, then take it off when the temperature stabilizes above 20 degrees, which usually occurs by mid-March. Method number 2, tall cage. What you need here is some caging, some bamboo, some leaves, and some strapping. You'll want to go ahead and tie up your fig just like in the other methods. Fashion the cage, then put that right over your fig, making sure the fig is in the center. 2 pieces of bamboo poking into the ground will help keep the cage from blowing over in the wind. Pour in some leaves to keep the wind off the fig branches, making sure that it's well tucked in all around the plant. Then add a plastic bag if you want to keep the water off the leaves. And there's your fig bag cage column. Check on the column periodically throughout the winter, because sometimes leaves will settle and need to be topped off.
If you can keep this wood alive, it'll give you figs next year. If you let it die back, it's going to delay your fig harvest by 2-3 months.
The third method involves wrapping your plant with strapping, then wrapping it with winter protection blanket using staples and spring clips wherever they are useful. This method is the simplest method for medium-sized plants. The final method involves wrapping the fig, of course, then making 4 holes around the base of the plant. In each of these holes, you'll put a long piece of custom-cut bamboo. Once the 4 poles are in place, wrap around the bamboo some winter protection blanket. Now this blanket is a synthetic blanket, so it's not going to soak up a lot of water and get soggy and frozen. Most of the water that hits it will just wash right off. After you wrap the bamboo with a blanket, you can use as many spring clips as necessary to enclose the structure. And that's it.
Plants like it when we pay attention to them. They like that a lot, actually. Plants like to be cared for. And then they like to care for us.